I didn't let my friends use my backyard for their wedding because they do not want me to bring a +1. So last year, I bought my grandparents' old house. This place was basically where me and my friends hung out our entire lives. Big backyard, a lake, even this old gazebo that's actually in decent shape. My buddy Connor and I used to skip last period in high school just to go hang out there when my grandpa would let us. Anyway, I was supposed to buy the house with my girlfriend at the time, Jamie. We were together for almost 4 years, but when we were going through all the loan paperwork and credit checks, I found out she had like $30,000 in credit card debt she never told me about. Not student loans or a car payment or something normal, just straight up maxed out credit cards from online shopping and trips she took with her friends. I confronted her, and she tried to downplay it like it wasn't a big deal. That was it for me. I broke up with her right there. Bought the house on my own about 6 months ago. Now here's where it gets messy. I met Jamie because Connor's fiancée, Bree, is Jamie's cousin. They're super close. Like they text every day and go to brunch together every Sunday, kind of close. Connor and Bree got engaged last year and asked if they could have their wedding ceremony at my gazebo by the lake. I said yes, because Connor's been my friend since we were kids. Why wouldn't I? The wedding is supposed to happen in like 5 weeks. Everything was fine until about 2 months ago when I started dating again. Nothing serious yet, but I've been seeing this girl Vanessa. She's cool. We met at a coffee shop and have been on maybe 6 or 7 dates. Jamie found out through Bree, obviously, and she completely lost it. She started texting me saying we're supposed to be together and that I'm making a huge mistake. She showed up at my house once unannounced to talk things through. I told her to leave and that we were done. She cried in my driveway for 20 minutes before finally driving off. It was awful. Last week, Connor and Bree came over to go over some last-minute wedding stuff, seating chart, where the DJ should set up, that kind of thing. We were sitting in my kitchen and Bree just casually says, "So we're thinking it's probably best if you don't bring a +1 to the wedding." I looked at her like she had 3 heads. I asked why, and she said, "Well, Jamie's going to be there and it would just be really uncomfortable for her if you brought someone." I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. Connor jumped in and said they just want to keep the peace and make sure everyone has a good time. I told them that was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. This wedding is happening at my house, on my property, using my land and my gazebo, and I'm not allowed to bring a date because my ex-girlfriend who hid massive debt from me might feel uncomfortable. I said if that's how it's going to be, then they need to find somewhere else to get married. Bree got all worked up and said I was being unreasonable. She said Jamie is family and that I should understand how hard this is for her. I told Bree that Jamie lied to me for years and that I don't owe her anything. Connor tried to play mediator and suggested maybe I could just come alone this one time to make things easier. I said no. If they want to use my house, I get to bring whoever I want. It's not like I'm bringing Vanessa to start drama. I just don't want to sit at a wedding alone at my own house while my ex stares at me from across the yard. Connor said I was being selfish and that a good friend would just suck it up for one day. I told him a good friend wouldn't ask me to be uncomfortable at my own home. Bree started crying and said I was ruining their wedding. I said they were the ones making it weird by putting Jamie's feelings above mine when I'm literally letting them use my property for free. They left pretty angry. Since then, Connor has texted me a few times saying they can't find another venue this late and that everything is already set up around my backyard. The invitations have the address on them. They already paid the caterer who was going to set up near my patio. Their photographer did a whole site visit and planned shots around the lake. I told him that's not my problem. They created this situation by making a ridiculous request. Bree's mom even called me last week and said I was being petty and immature. She said weddings are about compromise and that I should be supportive of their big day. I told her I was being supportive until they decided my ex-girlfriend's feelings mattered more than mine at my own house. She hung up on me.